Paul came also to Derbe and to Lystra. A disciple was there named Timothy, the son of a Jewish woman who was a believer, but his father was a Greek. So this is the first time that we're hearing about Timothy, who became a spiritual son of Paul and became a great man for the gospel of Jesus Christ. So his mother was Jewish and his father was Greek. He was well spoken of by the brothers of Lystra and Iconium. Paul wanted Timothy to accompany him, and he took him and circumcised him because of the Jews who were in those places, for they all knew that his father was a Greek. So Timothy was obviously quite an amazing young man that impressed Paul, and Paul wanted to take him along on his journeys. And so Timothy was raised as a Greek, not as a Jew, and so obviously he wasn't circumcised. And so Paul wanted to circumcise him, and this was simply to be a rite of passage. This wasn't because Paul believed in circumcision, and it wasn't because he was trying to convert Timothy to Judaism. Paul didn't believe in that stuff anymore. But Paul's modus operandi, his strategy, was often to go into synagogues first and preach the gospel into synagogues. And that was his point of access into each town and city. And in order to take Timothy into these synagogues, he would have to convince everyone that he was a convert to Judaism. He's been circumcised. Relax, everyone. He's a Jew just like us. You're not going to be made unclean because he's a Gentile in your synagogue. And so we know in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, Paul says, to the Jews, I became a Jew. To the Gentiles, I became like a Gentile. To those under the law, I became like one under the law, in order that I might preach the gospel of Christ to them. And so this is all that Paul is doing. He is helping Timothy to be accepted in these areas so he can go in and preach the gospel.